this is Pete Cossaboon with Project Positive Change. Hey, did you know that number 8 is the symbol for infinity and for abundance and also for balance? So we got 8 tips to financial abundance coming up right now. Tip number 1, invest, don't spend. So don't take so much time looking at the actual money that you spend. Start asking yourself the question, is this an investment or am I simply spending my cash? Which one am I doing? In other words, investment is something that's going to give you return long term. It's going to give you as much energy to you as you expend on it. So ask you, is this just a fleeting moment of enjoyment of what I'm spending this money on? Or is this something that's going to give me value over time? The next tip kind of feeds off the first tip. It's don't make it about the money. Make it about the quality of life that you're going to get out of it. In other words, separate how much money it's costing you from the quality of life that it's going to bring to you, and make your money choices from that frame of mind. Tip number 3, money is an instrument. Learn how to master it. In other words, money is not the master of you. You are the master of money, but all money is a form of exchange, so that I don't have to give you 2 potatoes for your chicken. But you can sell your chicken, and then with that cash, you can then turn around and buy the potatoes or anything else that you want. So start looking at money as an instrument and not as something that dictates and rules your life. Tip number 4, pay your priorities first. Decide what your priorities are and pay those first. In other words, pay yourself first. Pay for the things that take care of the people that you love. Pay your rent, pay your utilities, pay your car payment. Pay those things that you need to have to live your everyday life, your food, and all those different types of things before you pay for other things like credit card debt and those types. If it comes down to whether you have enough money to pay this or have enough to pay that, pay the priorities first, and then pay for those other things out of what is left over. Tip number 5, quality isn't always expensive, but it is always more cost effective. So what you pay for something doesn't necessarily denote its quality. A lot of times it does, but not always. But if you seek out quality, if you find quality and that's what you buy, it is always in the long term going to be more cost effective for you. But in other words, if you find perhaps 2 different things and one costs $10 more than the other, but you know the thing that costs $10 more is going to last 10 times as long, that quality is actually a better buy than it is with a thing that in the short term is going to be less expensive. So go for that long range quality that in the long term is actually going to bring you more value and be more cost effective towards you. Tip number 6, you will always have as much as the standards you set for yourself. If you set yourself a certain standard that I will always have at least this much money, it's interesting how you'll find yourself always going down to that amount. But you'll also set standards how high you will go. And if you set it, everybody has it. And that's the reason why so many people, when they win the lottery, within 5 years are usually in a worse financial position than they were in the beginning. It's because they have that standard set to where they're not really supposed to be any wealthier than a certain limit. So start looking at the standards that you have set for yourself, both the floor and the ceiling. Start asking yourself, why are those standards set in place, and what would I be if I changed my standards? Tip number 7, money doesn't solve everything. We have this concept in the Western world that everything is wrapped around how much money we have. But when you understand that although money can make life sometimes a lot easier, it isn't the answer to every single question. There are so many other sources or types of abundance in life. And as you have abundance in one thing, you actually will have it in all things once you grow this abundance mindset and you have rich relationships with people, and if you have a home that is wealthy in happiness and joy and love, you'll find that money, number one, loses a lot of its importance, and number two, it'll start flowing a lot easier to you. So realize that just the actual idea or concept or actuality of money isn't everything, because remember, money is an instrument. Number 8, and one of the most important tips, is that money listens to your money language. If you say things like money doesn't grow on trees, money's hard to come by, things are expensive, kids are expensive, people are expensive, my car is expensive, it's expensive to live nowadays, things cost so much money, things are always costing more, I'm always running out of money by the end of the month, I never make enough money. If you're constantly saying things like that, money is listening to you. You are the dictator of money. Money is simply an instrument. It looks to you for guidance. And if you give it those rules, if you make those rules in your rule book of money, it listens to you and it follows suit. So start listening to your money language. Start listening to what you're telling yourself and what you're telling money, and begin to change your language. Those have been 8 tips to financial abundance. When you really get the idea that money is just an energy flow, it's another way for the universe to express to you how you're presenting yourself to the world. Everything that you're surrounded by right now is a culmination of the thoughts, beliefs, and expectations that you've had your whole life. It's not an indication of your worth or your value, it's an indication of what you've believed about yourself. So if you're not where you want to be financially speaking, for instance, it's about changing your relationship with yourself and the world and with money. Realize that money is simply an instrument. It's simply there to flow more good to you. And when you can understand that and have a right relationship with money, not where money is something that dictates and rules your life, where you say, I will do this when I have enough money, or I will be this when I have this much money, but you start saying, I am this, and I am going to do this, and I am doing this. And then watching the money just starting to show up and flow for you, because that's what money wants. Money is attracted to positivity. Money is attracted to confidence. Money is attracted to a leader who says, this is where I want to place you, and this is what I want to use you as an instrument of good for. Money listens to that and follows that. So if you'll change your relationship with money, with financial abundance, and realize that it is just a flow and an energy, and that you realize that you are worth it and you have that value, and you change your beliefs and your thoughts patterns around that, you'll be amazed what starts showing up. Check me out here on Facebook, Pete Cossaboon. Thank you so much for watching. Follow through the workbook, do your own personal work, and connect with me if we can do anything else. Hey, thank you for watching my video, 8 Tips to Financial Abundance. Be sure and do the enclosed workbook as well so that you can investigate more about this subject and more about your thoughts, patterns, beliefs, and ideas around financial abundance. I want true abundance for you in all parts of your life, whether it's health, relationships, finances, career. You have the ability, I know the desire, and you definitely have the worthiness to be happy and successful and abundant in all areas of your life. That's what I see for you. So follow the workbook, and I'd love to work with you some more. You can reach out to me right here on Facebook at Pete Cossaboon, or you can check me out at The Angel Encourager on Facebook as well, or PeteCossaboon.com. Talk to you soon.